Hey there, Blue Mages, Liam here. Welcome back to Blue Academy. Today I'm going to be talking about Brave Phlox's Long Stop Hard as a solo farming strategy for the Irregular Tomestone of Creations. So let's take a look at our spells first. It's going to be pretty close to a standard soloing loadout, but there are a couple of key differences. As always, we're going to have Basic Instinct and Mighty Guard. We're going to bring Ram's Voice. We're going to bring level 5 Death instead of Ultra Vibration. We actually use this on the first boss instead of using Vibe Check on any of the trash packs. Overall, it tends to save me more time. The run I'm going to show is actually a pretty tragic run where everything goes wrong, and it does end up burning me, but that's okay, because it's still a pretty decent run. We're going to bring Mantra Magic, Shock Strike, Feather Rain, Serpanaka, Hydro Pull. These are, our standard sort of nuke and gather sort of things for dungeons. In that same vein, we're going to have Night Bloom, Phantom Flurry, J-Kick, etc. So we've got Exuviation. This is if you don't want to bring Spine Drops, which you can see I have on my bar down here. This is because the co-rolls in the first room, I guess all of the co-rolls, but you mostly are going to fight them in the first room, have an untelegraphed paralysis, which can just cause you to die. So it's good to be able to cleanse that. I stopped trying to use Exuviation because it ended up getting me killed a few times, so I recommend Spine Drops. Or if you want to be extra safe, bring a Healer Mimic. We are going to be bringing a DPS Mimic for this though. We're going to have Doom. This is just in case level 5 Death misses, and you'll actually see the run, that's exactly what happens. So I like that as just a backup. Moon Flute. We're going to bring Bristle. This is mostly for buffing Mantra Magic. Whistle, Tingle, and Triple Trident. We're going to bring Toad Oil. This spell is a bit of a meme, but it is actually helpful for soloing. It definitely makes things a lot safer. We have Final Sting, Off Guard, and White Wind. So that's just, White Wind for healing. Off Guard helps on the bosses, and Final Sting is what we need for burning that last boss. So let's hop into a run and let's see what we got. So here we are on Brave Phlox. We are going to put up Basic Instinct, put up Toad Oil. We're going to run forward. Sometimes these raptors on the left don't aggro. I think this time, yep, this time they do. Sometimes the co-roll doesn't aggro if you can cut the corner tight. But here we get it. We're going to aggro all of these. I'm going to cast Moon Flute here. We'll do a Hydro Pull. We're going to freeze them all in place. Hit them with a Night Bloom. Feather Rain. Feather Rain's probably overkill, but then we're just going to leave. The damage from the Night Bloom will kill them as we're running down here. Just going to run through here. That was me running into a wall as I was petting my dog. It's very important, the dog petting though. But here we're going to run up to the lemur. We're going to heal, Hydro Pull, Ram's Voice. I'm going to use my Serpanikas here. And we'll just Hydro Pull. Cast one White Wind. Pick up the key and go. Now in this boss, we're going to use level 5 Death. And this saves us a pretty good amount of time when it lands. But here, this is actually pretty cursed. It resists, and then we get a lot of Doom misses in a row. Now at this point, it probably would have been better for me to even take Missile just because it has better accuracy. But here we finally get it to land. Now we just have to run around for 15 seconds. Onward into the next room. We're going to come just a little bit into the bridge here and cast Hydro Pull. That's going to grab the ones that spawn behind us too. Come up and aggro those. Try to aggro these. We're going to cast a White Wind just because they will be auto-attacking us, and it gets pretty spicy here. We're going to Moon Flute, Hydro Pull, and Phantom Flurry. That's going to take care of them. And we'll be out of waning by the time we get through the door to get to the boss. So That's why we can use Moon Flute there. You might notice I have food on too. It gives me about an extra 500 health. That has saved me on that particular pull a couple of times. The food you use doesn't really matter as long as you're getting the maximum vitality benefit. I think I'm using like some old raid food, pumpkin potage or something like that. I don't know. But here's this boss. We're going to whistle. We're going to tingle and then off guard. Then moon flute. J-kick, triple trident. We're just using all of the primals that we have here. I'm going to bristle, feather rain, mantra magic. And I'm going to use my Serpanakas there. This pull is actually the slowest pull, pretty much. Previously, I was using Ultra Vibration on these, but I found that I got consistently faster times by using Death on the first boss, rather than counting on Doom to do it for me. So here we're just going to kill him pretty slowly. And you can see the co-world patrolled over here. Sometimes the co-world joins the group, and that's fine. But if it doesn't, I like to just pull to the wall, because if it joins late, then it wastes even more time. But now we're on to our last trash pack. We're just going to come up here. We're going to cast White Wind while everything is coming up to us, because we don't want to die. Let's do a Ram's Voice there for safety. We'll Hydro Pull. And since we were so slow, our level 5 death is actually up again, so I'm going to try using that. However, 2 of them resist it, which is to be expected. I would have been surprised if it actually hit all of them. But it's okay to use some primals to clean up the boss there. Now on the last boss, you can use a triple trident combo, or you can use a bristled mantra magic. Either one is fine. Just do that and like one additional spell, and then you can whistle and sting. So here I have bristle, moon flute. I use off guard, mantra magic, and a J kick. Then I whistle, swift cast, and sting, and it's dead. Now, you can't see it because it's blurred, but the total time for that run was 5 minutes and 17 seconds. And, you know, that's definitely not the fastest we could go. My fastest doing this strategy was, I don't know, it was like just over 4 minutes or something like that. But that was a really good run, and it was me being really greedy. I admittedly died a few times being greedy. There is one run that I saw which uses pretty much the exact same strategy. I have linked that in the description. And they got it down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And that's pretty fast. That person's very good. They know what they're doing. But, you know, it's probably not super realistic to expect to get 3 minutes and 40 seconds on every run. You all know I like to try to do things safe, slow, and consistent. Where, you know, slow is safe, safe is fast. So this is what I like to do personally, and this is what I would recommend. It might even be worth the doing the trash pack before the second boss in 2 separate pulls if you find yourself having trouble with that. Or even better is just switch to Healer Mimic and just take things a little bit slower. You know, if you die or if something happens, you waste more time than if you had just done things slightly slower but safer. But, you know, I'll leave that up to you. At any rate, about 5 minutes, definitely faster than 5 minutes most of the time is what you can expect. This was 5:17 and you saw it was pretty abysmal. Resisted death, a ton of resisted dooms, a lot of weird stuff happening, but still pretty good. Okay, well that's all I've got for solo Brayflock's long stop hard information. It is unfortunate that we were nerfed this time around. We're still able to solo. 4-man runs are still really good, between 4 and 4.5 minutes. But it's certainly no Aurum Veil, and it's certainly no T2. I really doubt we'll ever get T2 again. I think that was probably just an oversight that we were able to do that. So this is probably more what we can expect in the future. But, you know, pretty good. As I said in a different video, I'm probably just going to be grinding front lines myself because I'm behind on PvP stuff, which is also a decent solo option, to be honest. It's not going to be as fast as this, but this is actually pretty tough, I think, compared to previous times. You can make it a lot safer using Healer Mimic or just splitting up the Goblin pull before the second boss into a couple of pulls. That can make things safer. Obviously does make it slower. A super safe and super slow run still is like 6 minutes, so it's not awful. But that's all we've got for this. I do have some stuff in the pipeline, so keep an eye out for that. But until then, as always, thanks for watching, stay tuned for more Blue Mage stuff, and enjoy the Tomestone event.